What's happening, everybody? It's Mike Andreula, and I'm talking to you today about hand protection. And whether you have MMA gloves or boxing gloves, you're going to have to decide, should I protect my wrist with tape? Should I use wraps? Should I use nothing? So today I have two examples. We have just a regular sports tape, and you can get this anywhere, Modell's, CVS, or hockey tape. This is fantastic for making sure the skin doesn't get ripped apart. The most common mistake is people are slicing off when they're throwing punches, ever so slightly. After 1,000 punches, you start to get a burn, and you'll be able to tell you're doing that because you'll see bruising along the inside of the knuckles right here. That means you're sliding off a little bit on your punch. So one thing you want to do is make sure your hand is striking and then coming directly back and not sliding even ever so slightly. After 1,000 punches, it's being magnified and it's giving your hand a little bit of burn. So best thing you can do is use a tape here and better technique, and I'll show you. You see a lot of people will tape their hands with their knuckles together. In my opinion, it's gonna basically keep your hand too stiff. You're not gonna be able to move at all. And if you're doing a lot of cross training and different weights, you're gonna wanna be able to flex the fingers a little bit. So I like to spread the fingers out, get a nice piece of tape, of course use the chin. It's 2 or 3 right over the knuckles. And this is provided that you have a nice pair of gloves on. Rip it off. Trust me, that's not going anywhere. This tape is phenomenal, even better than wraps for your wrist. And a lot of people strike the bag and then the wrist gets compromised, bends down, and then they sprain a wrist, or they just have a little tweak in there. So we want to keep that wrist straight, and what we're going to do is spread the finger nice and wide. I'll do it on this hand. Spread your hand nice and tight so you can't cut the circulation off. If your fingers are loose and limp, you're going to cut the circulation off pretty easily. So hands spread nice and tight. Get a nice long ribbon. You'll be able to feel it when you're doing it yourself if you're cutting off the circulation, which hopefully you won't. Just nice and tight. You'll really be able to get quite a few layers there. Tear it. Make sure it's not too tight. And right there, that is better protection than the wraps will be able to provide you, because it's not going to move at all. And if you're using boxing gloves or just bag gloves, I highly recommend this. It's taken me quite some time to develop toughness in my wrist, but if you're just starting out, this tape is unbelievable. Fantastic. The second option is a wrap. And there's a couple different style wraps. This one right here is just your traditional gauze wrap. I do prefer a Mexican style wrap, which are almost like elastic, because they'll be able to, if you're using a boxing glove, this is probably your best bet because it's going to keep everything firm. But if you're using an MMA glove, you need something that's really contour to the hand. So it's going to look like this. We slip this. There's a lot of different ways to do it, and we'll probably show you a bunch. It's going to slide right over your thumb. What you want to do is go twice over your wrist. You always want to offset it slightly right there. You don't want to line it up exactly because it'll slip down. Offset it ever so slightly. Keep it taut. From there, I'm going to go around the palm. This one we're not going to go in between the knuckles, but in some later series we'll show you some different styles. Twice over your palm. Use the bridge of your thumb. Actually, we'll go in between the knuckles. How about that? I know that's the style now, you kids. Make sure it's nice and straight here, in between your fingers. In between the fingers, and we're kind of limited because this wrap looks like about 140 inches, which means it's not as long as one of the 180s or 220s. And then I'm just going to make it nice and neat here. Come on the inside here. Finish it up, and my last wrap is the tightest one. Spread your fingers tight, pull it across. Then you got some ultimate protection on your hand. Tape and wraps. You get a nice open palm MMA glove, possibly a boxing glove. Boxing gloves, of course, you got a lot more knuckle protection, but you're going to notice you hit the bag in the wrong spots with boxing gloves because you can hit on the small knuckles. All the impact's got to be distributed pretty evenly on the lead 2 knuckles. right there. That's the strongest part of your hand. Then the impact's going to go up through the wrist, up through your shoulder. When you hit with the smaller part of your hand or down on this part of your knuckle, that's when you sustain more injury. So just want the impact to go directly into those two knuckles, and you'll be absolutely fine, especially on your hooks. Hit and then right back. It's technique. You also have to warm up your hands. If it's dry out, it's cold, and you just come in and start hitting as hard as you can, you're going to split the skin on your knuckles. Just warm it up. Push your skin around in your fist, stretch the skin out a little bit, and you'll be able to strike a lot longer. First 5 minutes, light strikes. Don't strike hard, and then later on, you can crush it. And that's hand protection. We'll show you a bunch of different wraps. Keep on tuning in. We got great information for you. Everybody, Mike Andreula here, and we're going to talk about stance today. And we have a lot of different stances out there: a boxing stance, taekwondo stance, wrestling stance, MMA stance. Which stance is best for you? So let me show you a couple different ones. So a traditional boxing stance would almost be kind of like you're standing on a snowboard or a surfboard. Your lead foot is turned in, and you're trying to minimize the angle of your opponent, so there's less target area. And it's not used by every boxer, but you're basically standing sideways. You've got a nice long jab, you can throw your hook, got a lot of power on your cross. Your jab is just long, you're trying to keep your opponent away. Even pivot in. But you don't want to use this stance when you're going to throw a kick, because your jab is going to leave your foot in the exact wrong angle when you want to throw a roundhouse kick. So what you're going to want to do is straighten your stance out a little bit. And this would be something you would see in wrestling, or most MMA fighters have incorporated a straightforward stance. Toes are straight, rear foot is out a little bit, and this is going to allow you to throw your punches. It's also going to allow you to easily throw a kick. It's also going to allow you to wrestle, and or if you're using it for cross training, you're going to be able to go to the ground, pop it up easily, much more easily than a sideways stance. And again, the sideways stance would be used a lot in boxing, karate, taekwondo. It's more to minimize the target area and to score points. This is a good stance if you're throwing side kicks, spinning back kicks, things like that. But my recommendation is try a forward stance, try a sideways stance, see what you like better. But your hips are straight, hands are up, elbows are tucked in. So when you throw your jab, you're able to step forward. When you throw your roundhouse, you can easily transition into a roundhouse kick. Your cross, you got a ton of power because you're able to push, snap the hips, and throw the energy up from the ball of your foot, through your body, out through your arm. And your jab, you even have a lot more power than standing sideways on a jab. Hands are up, elbows are tucked in, hips are straight. You can move forward, you can move back. Simple as that. Try out different things, see what you like best. If you're going to be boxing, you can use a certain stance. Again, kickboxing. Most people have adapted to this stance, but it hasn't been taught widely. Trust me, in about 10 years, everybody will be basically standing forward. Hands are up, elbows are tucked in. Bye for now. Hope you enjoyed. Please email me, send me your comments, and be talking to you soon. Everybody, Mike Andreula here, and on this episode we talk about footwear. So what we have is 3 styles of footwear. This would be a traditional taekwondo shoe, completely smooth bottom. They started out with a little bit of grip. They're fantastic. I love these to death. They let you pivot like crazy. We have a pair of cross trainers, Kenny Power style, really cool. These ones are designed to put the weight on the ball of the foot, and we always love to keep the weight on the ball of the foot so you can move in and out. And then we have this third pair, which are Vibrams. Look extremely weird. People will probably make fun of you a lot, but you're going to enjoy these shoes, especially for a class like this, or if you like to go outdoors. Each individual toe allows every single muscle to develop in the toes. Because your toes are basically not being used all day, they get atrophied, and you can't move your pinky toe. in about a month of using these, you're going to be able to use every single toe. I could pick up a fork and eat a meal with my right foot right now. My little toe just curves right in. And depending on what shoe you're using is going to determine different things. And we'll talk about in a later episode in roundhouse kicks, whether you can pivot more, whether you should pivot less because there's too much contact with the ground, for example, and we'll talk about it briefly. When you're dealing with cross trainers, they tend to stick to the floor. That's what they're designed to ride up on the edge so that you cannot pivot. And as you get fatigued, you're not going to be able to pivot at the last second when you're throwing your roundhouses, or the knee is going to be loaded up. When you're using Taekwondo shoes, they beautifully pivot on the floor. So much so that you might even fall on your ass because you get no friction at all, but it's very nice. And these are kind of a good in-between. They give you some grip to the floor, but they allow you to slide and pivot just a little bit. If I had to pick one, I would certainly use the Vibrams, but after about a month of use, your feet are gonna feel like they got beat up quite badly. Just there's not a lot of cushioning. So you might wanna have a couple different ones in your arsenal, depending on how you feel. I use the cross trainers. Sometimes I'll bounce back, use some Vibrams. Try them out, get out there. These are by Adidas, obviously classics. Vibrams, they even make them with sneaker bottoms now, just like this. I believe these are Reeboks, not tubes, but good knockoffs. So tune in next time. We're going to discuss roundhouse kicks, how your footwear definitely depends on how you're going to throw your roundhouse kick. And we're just going to keep inviting you back. Welcome to the forum, and please email me at mike@clubkogyms if you have a topic or issue you want to talk about. Bye for now. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. Today's episode, we discuss roundhouse kicks as promised, and we're also going to discuss how your footwear will determine how you're going to throw your roundhouse kick. So let's start with the footwear I have on right now. So cross trainers. Cross trainers basically have an additional flaring out on each side to stabilize you when you go side to side. Running shoes won't have that because you're going in a straight line and they want to cut down on how much weight is in the shoe. The point with these, if you're not extremely light on your feet, this part of your foot is going to be stuck to the ground depending on what floor you're on. So most floors will be either, this is a light foam, you'll have a rubber or a rug even in a couple of places. So your foot is going to stick to the ground. It's going to cause a tremendous amount of torque in the knee. So if you were to just step across and then decide you want to pivot and you're not that light on your feet, all that torque is in this knee. So if you're throwing a roundhouse with a cross trainer, I highly recommend you step across, stretch the hips out, chop through with the shin, and then forget about it. Don't even pivot with that foot. It will look like this. Just step, chop through. Because I'm stepping so far outside the bag, my whole body weight is already past my target. All I need to do is chop through with the shin. And trust me, it's going to be a very hard, devastating roundhouse kick. You're not going to have a lot of style on it. It's not going to look fantastic. You're just going to step deep, throw the kick, and then go right back into your stance. If you're extremely light on your feet, you'll be able to pivot, no problem. But if you got your cross trainers on, it's something to consider. Now, Mr. Rogers style, I'm going to slip into my Taekwondo shoes right here. Way back when. Slip them on nice and gentle. Oh yeah, those feel good. These are completely smooth on the bottom. I think they started out with a little bit of thread, but not much, and they're made to pivot. And when you can pivot like this, you can just basically be like a ballerina out there. Pivot, do pirouettes, and snap out a lot more. So when I have this shoe on, I'm gonna allow myself to pivot and get a little more torque that way, so I don't have to step as deep if I don't want to. I still will, but I'm gonna step, snap, and if you saw my foot Just completely rotate it around. Arms reach away. Not only do they allow you to snap and pivot, they sound awesome on the bag, and it sounds like I'm hitting really hard. And I'll show you on the left leg roundhouse. So step, right back, step, right back. That little pivot just allows me to snap it out, get a little more whip. It's like cracking a whip. Snap it out there. These are great fun. I would certainly recommend having a pair in your arsenal. After a long workout and the floor starts getting sweaty though, you can easily step in too close and slip, which happens a lot. I mean, it's not a big deal. This floor gets wet, you're gonna slip with these. And they're not great for running around. So if you're doing cross training, you're gonna keep the weight on the balls on your feet. But a must have. Now, I'm gonna show you the next generation. Actually, the Al Bundy shoes. Here's the first one to innovate something like this. So this is a Vibram, and this is the Vibram Sprint. These are the type of shoes that people are gonna think you're an absolute madman, but they are fun. I mean, you slip these on. After years of not wearing shoes, my toes, everybody's toes, atrophy. You don't use your pinky toe, so the muscles never develop. So the idea behind these are you're gonna constantly use the toes and all the muscles right in here. You're gonna be able to push off more, you're gonna be able to get more torque, you're gonna be able to explode more, and you're gonna be able to use those feet to do a lot of crazy and fun things at home. So you slip them on. Trust me, it took me quite a number of tries to even be able to put my toes in each individual toe slot there, because it's not easy. I think they were inspired by the Japanese used to wear a sock like this, 5-finger sock. Kind of crawl your feet in. That's the best way to get them in. Adjust the back. These are the type of shoes where you need to try them on, because they're just not gonna be a standard size. If your toes are a little bit long, you might want to try out a different style. Excellent. They feel like my foot, but my foot with a whole lot more grip. I'm also able to just think about putting the weight on the ball of my foot and just stay on those toes the whole time and use my toes. That's it, to push up and down. So anytime I'm doing a squat or I just want to move around, now I'm on my toes much easier than a cross trainer or a Taekwondo shoe. As far as roundhouse kicks, now I have the best of both worlds. I could step and pivot a little bit more, or I could step and grip the floor and torque into the kick. So for example, I'm arms reach away. I'm going to do no pivot. My foot sticks to the ground and pulls my whole body into it. Step. And if I want to pivot and get a little more snap into it, the shoes allow that to happen. So whether you like Taekwondo shoes, cross trainers, these Vibrams, which I think are awesome, just get out there, try a bunch of different things. I mean, you might like something I don't like. It's all out there. I'm just giving you some information. Please email me at mike@clubkogyms, and let's keep this rolling. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to think of a good ending here, Ed. Got anything for me?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Welcome back, guys. Mike Andreula. We're going to be showing you some dynamic upper body moves you can use, and we're going to start out with basically push-ups. Extremely simple, but a lot of people have trouble because of the positioning of the hands, and they're really not using their entire chest, and they're really just using shoulders and triceps. So what we're going to do is drop down in a basic push-up position. So let me show you first what you don't want to do. You don't want to bow the elbows out and then try to push up, because you're really just hitting a lot of shoulders and triceps at this point, which is good if you want to hit shoulders and triceps. You're just hitting the very tip top of your chest right there. What you want to do is take a page out of what a power lifter would do. If a power lifter was on a bench press, they would have their hands extremely low, arch the back, your butt and shoulder blades are pinched together. Basically, put your hands down low. You're going to drop your body weight over your hands. So now my chest is over the hands, and I'm able to use my entire chest. I'm pushing through. My shoulders, triceps are all engaged. On the way down, relaxed, exhale on the way up. Keep your abs tight, your butt, your hamstrings, and just go nice and smooth. Up and down. So you really want to get the hands down low. This is going to let you work on the lowest part of your chest, which most guys want to work on. And by changing hand position, you're going to do small manipulations and you're going to be able to feel it a little bit more in your chest, a little bit differently in your tricep. Wide grip push-ups. Wide grip push-ups, you can vary the hand position. I like to go palms facing each other, a little bit wider grip. Again, I always focus my push-ups keeping the hands underneath the chest. So you're gonna go down and explode up. Down and explode up. The best thing to do if you can't do push-ups is do them off your knees. Your knees, you're gonna rock down. You don't wanna go straight down here. You wanna rock forward. That way you can squeeze your chest, shoulders, and triceps at the top. That's the true key to push-ups. If you're unable to do push-ups, even off your knees, best thing to do is partial reps and come down a little bit forward. Not down all the way, just little partial reps. You can even do that when you get exhausted from your toes. Partial reps. The most difficult point is going to be about halfway, right here, to go back up. So if you're exhausted, do partial reps. A fantastic variation is diamond push-ups, which puts a little more tension and puts a little more into your triceps. So we basically want to make a diamond with the hands. The key here is not to bring it to your head, which you see a lot of people do. You want to bring that diamond slightly underneath your chest and explode up at the top. Right underneath the chest, explode up. And every time you go up and explode, you feel it mainly in your tricep, but your shoulder and your chest are also going to flex. Keep your abs tight, keep all your muscle groups tight. It's important to realize when you're keeping things tight, that doesn't mean tense up. Just flex your muscles, but stay relaxed. Tension will just get you tired. You want to activate particular muscle groups, chest, shoulders, and triceps when you're doing the motion, and try to relax as much as possible. Breathe up and down. Let's go into one or two other variations here. One push-up, explode up, and then you're going to take your right arm, slowly reach the ceiling, stretch out your chest, flex your abs, your butt, your hamstrings, bring it down slowly. One push-up, twist the torso, arm up, stretch. Or you have a forward raise push-up. Thank you everybody for joining us, and remember to email me at mike@clubkogyms. I want everybody to come back because we have a very special episode coming up, dips. We're just going to be focused on triceps and the back of your arms and how to be more effective when you use your dips, how to manipulate your hand position so you can build up the very bottom of the tricep and also on the sides. So have a great night. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, guys. Mike Andreula here, and we're going to be showing you some more dynamic motions you can do on the floor, anytime, anywhere. So we're going to start with dips, and a lot of people complain saying the back of their arm is not toned enough, they're not hitting deep enough on the tricep. So what we're going to show you is a couple variations you can do on your dips. Down. When you're you're doing your dips, a lot of people think it's the motion of the hips going up and down that their goal is. It's not at all. It doesn't matter about the hips. You're gonna get the heels on the ground, and I'm gonna first show you palms kind of facing in dips, all right? All you're doing is bending your elbow, flexing your tricep at the top. It's a short motion, but there's only really one muscle that can flex here and squeeze and get your back up after you bend your elbows, which is your tricep. Just up and down, simple enough motion. It's always good to keep your abs tight. Not moving the hips at all. And now the key is if you want to hit the back of your arm, you're going to need to manipulate your hands. And that's true for any time you're working your upper body. Changing your hand position is going to hit different areas of the muscle. What we're going to do is pull the palms out a little bit. The palms are facing back. You're going to bend the elbows and flex the triceps. What that's going to do is make sure you're flexing deep down low. As some of my lady friends tell me, they're the turkey arm. Instead of having the turkey arm, you're going to face your palms back, bend your elbow, flex your tricep. Say if you want to build a little bit more on the outside of your tricep, you can turn the hands in the reverse direction. Bend and flex. Bend and flex. Good variation here is right leg up. Back is straight, abs are tight. Bend your elbow, flex those triceps. Toe is straight. We're also working on a number of muscle groups, but really the focus is on the triceps. Switching up sides, bend those elbows, flex your triceps. Every time, going for the burn. Stretch, flex. Stretch, flex. Perfect. Show you coffee table from this position. Coffee table is just good burn if you're exhausted. Instead of resting, you're gonna put your hips up, line them up with your shoulders, your hips and your knees all in the same line. You're gonna flex your abs tight, squeeze your butt, stay in that position. Just hold that for about 30 seconds, you'll feel fantastic. If you want, you can put your right leg up for 20 seconds. Now my left butt, hamstring, triceps, chest, shoulders are all engaged. You can switch it up, get the left leg up, hips are up nice and high, and then you can just pump out those dips. Thank you everybody for joining us. Email me at mike@clubkogyms.com, and we're going to be showing you more lower body moves next week. And have a fantastic night. Welcome back everybody. My name's Mike Andreula, and I'm going to be showing you some lower body moves you can use anywhere. First, simple squat. And I focus on simple things a lot because you can easily make mistakes here and get hurt. So what we want to do is just keep your feet shoulder width apart. There's a lot of variations. I'm going to show you the most basic variation. If your feet are shoulder width apart, you feel comfortable. Okay? I like to keep the weight on the balls of the foot. You might want to rock it onto your heels. Knees are slightly bent, shoulder blades are pinched together. You're going to keep your abs tight, drop your butt down. At this point, depending on your fitness level, this might be incredibly difficult. So if it is, you're just going to keep it tight at the top on your squats. Or if you have a knee injury, you can do partial reps. Okay. But if we have some more hardcore people out there, which I'm sure we do, you might want to go all the way down in parallel. And you must make sure that you're capable of doing that before you even attempt it. When you drop down parallel, this is more difficult to get back up than if you were halfway position. So you don't want to falter at this position. Straight up and down. Some people out there, you might have seen a prison squat, which means you're dropping your butt past parallel. And as long as you know yourself and you have no injuries, it won't be a problem to do this. You just have to remember, when you're doing a squat, you need to visually think about what muscle groups am I working. At the very bottom, I want to engage my butt, my hamstrings, quads, and then I like to press everything forward at the top. So you drop your butt down. Nice deep squat, butt, hamstrings, quads, all engaged. You don't want to just work your quads. Your butt and your hamstrings are doing a lot as well. I squeeze every single muscle group I can, even calves and shins. Down all the way. If you have the tendency to go forward, I highly recommend crossing the arms right here like you're doing a front squat. You need to carry some weight there. Drop your butt down, don't lean forward, explode up at the top. As soon as your form starts to give way a little bit, do smaller and shorter reps. A couple variations we're going to be doing is toes all the way out squat, right here. Again, we talked about it if you tuned into the upper body. Changes and manipulating the hand position on push-ups, bicep curls, it affects the muscle differently. So we're going to point the toes out on the squat. Back straight, everything's the same. Toes are pointed out a little bit. We're going to work to hit the inner thigh a little bit more. So at the top, flex everything. Nice and tight. Explode up at the top. We have another variation, feet closer together. This is more dangerous because people have a tendency to put their knees forward past their toes. And if you read any one-on-one health magazine, you know you can't bring your knees past your toes. So my recommendation is butt out when your feet are close. So as I go down, butts out. Shoulder blades are together, chest, biceps, abs. I like to work all my muscle groups anytime you're doing your motion. Flex nice and tight at the top. More hardcore variations, squat, jump. Basically do your squat exactly the same, explode up at the top. A couple other sillier variations, crossover squats. I call it hammer time. So hit it. Hammer can't hurt me. Of course you can do it. Hey guys, Mike Andreula here, and I'm going to be showing you some lower body moves you can do anywhere, or you might be doing in your classes already. We're going to break apart lunges and then knee, toe, toe, for lack of a better name there. So your lunges, you want to keep your back straight, just like in the squat episode. Back straight, good posture, shoulder blades are together. Keeping your shoulder blades together is going to protect your lower back and kind of keep your butt out here. Hands are wherever you want. You're going to step forward 1 foot. The true key here is not to try to walk the line. A lot of people will step their lead foot almost in line with their rear foot, which is obviously going to make it extremely difficult. And much like in the stance videos, why not go in a wider stance? Your feet are positioned there naturally. You should probably stick with it. So we're going to step forward, right foot, back is straight. We're not going to bring the knee past the toe. I mean, that's just common knowledge at this point. We're going to drop the body weight straight down. My rear foot, if you can get that, is planted on the ground. The toes are controlling me. I'm going to drop my body weight down, straight up as I go up. My butt, hamstrings, quads engaged, abs are tight, and then we just switch up sides. Start from here, stepping with the left. Good wide base, back is straight, drop your body weight down, flex every single muscle you have, squeeze, switch it up. Flex, stretch it, flex at the top, switch. I want to give you something you can work with a little bit more here, which we're going to do is Damien's. It's a lunge, you switch in the air. If you're not capable of doing it, don't worry about it. Just start doing your lunges, and we'll get into other moves later that will allow you to do this. But basically, you want to switch in air. You can stay down low and make it more difficult. You can stay up a little bit higher and make it easy on yourself. Either way, you have to stay light on your feet. You really, really have to be light on your feet or don't attempt it. A fantastic exercise, knee toe-toe. When you're doing knee toe-toe, and I know the name is not fantastic, try to have a soft surface or a yoga mat or something down because you're going to be smashing while you're going to be putting your knee on the ground. Don't smash your knee. You want to gently place your knee on the ground, just like if you're doing a lunge. Slide your lead foot to the rear. So both knees, and I have my toes connected. That's highly important. Slide the rear foot forward. You're going to push off the ball of the foot here. More important than anything is you're pushing off the back foot. Don't let it go flat. Push, push. Feet are shoulder width apart, nice and wide. Stand up, right back down. There's two ways to do this exercise. Either you're doing it to build more muscle endurance and to get your butt and your hamstrings sculpted, or you want to get your striking a little bit better. What you'll do is rebalance at the top, possibly shadow boxing. Just checking the balance at the top. If you start getting a little bored with that, you're going to explode up top. Remember to catch yourself lightly. Well guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for coming in. Please email me at mike@clubkogyms and have a fantastic, wonderful day. What's happening everybody? Mike Andreula here, and we're going to do a continuation on the roundhouse segment because of all the input and emails we received on it. And we're going to talk about the lead leg roundhouse, which is the sticking point for a lot of people. Do you switch and put the leg in the rear, or do you throw it from the lead? And my answer to that is you do both. When you're lined up in front of your bag, if you want to hit it with a lighter kick or you want to just snap into it, you're going to throw a lead leg roundhouse. And the protocol to follow is step across with your rear foot. Throw the kick. This is the key. 1, 2, back into your stance. So let's do it again. Step across. Throw the kick. 1, 2, back into stance. You don't want to do this. Just drop that foot down. If you want to snap it, 1, 2. So you got your lead leg roundhouse. You're stepping the right foot out to the outside. If you know me at all, I tell you to throw your kicks in minimal steps. So you want to step, strike, 1, 2. And you can still throw it somewhat hard. Step, 1, 2. One more time, step, 1, 2. That initial step is giving you all the torque. If you decide you want to throw the lead from the rear, not a problem at all. I would say throw a combination first, explode into the switch. Snap it, explode into it. You can't do a lazy switch at all. It's got to be very explosive. Explode, 1, 2. Again, explode, 1, 2. Rear leg, lead leg roundhouse, switches into the rear, stepping across, 1, 2. A lot of people will get caught up though. After the switch, your foot remains straight and you did not twist and you didn't step out, or there's not even a pivot to relieve all that tension and torque on the knee. So when you switch, you should be thinking about the angles you need to do. When you switch, your lead foot is already being pointed off to the side within the switch. Get that foot off to the side immediately. If it's straight, you're gonna have a lot more difficulty. You're gonna have to pivot a lot more. Switch. Keep the questions coming. Mike at Club KO Gyms, and we have a fantastic show coming up for you next week where we work on slips. Bye for now.
What's happening? It's Mike Andreula here from dynamicintensity.com. We're finishing up class, but I might as well show you some BWs, bobbing and weaving. We're gonna start up. I got some 8-pound hand weights. If you don't have a bag or you don't have heavy gloves, grab some weights. Why not? A little resistance. We're gonna start almost in a split squat. Your lead foot's forward, your dominant foot is back, hands are up, elbows are tucked in. You're gonna drop your body weight down, keep your abs tight. You're gonna twist, slip to the right, twist, slip to the left. So try to control it with your butt, your hamstrings, your quads. Slip into the right, slip into the left. If you want to add some strikes into it, nice jab cross, slip. Jab cross, excuse me, BW, bobbing and weaving. Jab cross, Every time I do it, I'm dropping my body weight down and squeezing the butt, hamstrings, and quads. I don't want to lean forward too much because it's going to be a little more difficult for me to do it. So getting your body weight down, put the tension on the balls of your feet, quads, hamstrings, butt. Getting down nice and low if you're conditioned. And then do a couple reps, switch up sides. Right foot forward, left foot back, so you're evened out. Dropping the body weight down. Use your obliques to quickly twist from side to side. That's bobbing and weaving, BWs, guys. Please hit us up on dynamicintensity.com. Email me, Mike at Club KO Gyms. We'll be back with more. What's happening, guys? It's Mike Andreula. Check us out, Dynamic Intensity on YouTube. And I'm gonna show you mountain climbers. And I call these Everest mountain climbers because they really take mountain climbers to a whole nother level. It's a full body exercise, mountain climbers. And a lot of people just kind of move their feet a little bit and get a portion of what you can really get out of this. So on mountain climbers, just like our previous episode push-ups, we want to keep the chest out, hands down low, and trigger the lower muscle fibers in your chest, your shoulders, your triceps. Keep your abs and your back, obviously core tight. So we're gonna get into position. You can either go off your fist or off your palms, depending on what you want to do. Chest out, shoulder blades are pinched together. And what I'm gonna do is, instead of bringing the feet up just a little bit and kind of not really getting a huge effect out of it, I'm gonna bring that foot all the way up to the chin, right here, or chest level. And what I want you to do is brace yourself, don't let your hips go up. Brace yourself and switch at the same time. Keeping your upper body tight. You're gonna feel like pushing your hips up to make it easier on yourself. Try not to do that. Really get your upper body pumped, chest out, elbows bent, every single muscle in your body tight and exploding up. You can see every single muscle in your body will work quickly. Show you from sideways view, back straight, abs tight, chest out. Get a good base. Abs nice and tight, drive your foot up high and switch. Well, there you have it. Simple Everest mountain climbers. You can do it anywhere. Just hit it quick. Chest out, good posture, don't let your butt go up. And please email me, Mike at Club KO Gyms. If you have any questions, you want us to feature a certain exercise, I'm here for you. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon. Sorry to startle you. Mike Andreula, representing Dynamic Intensity, and I'm going to show you a squat, thrust, and a jumper. And it's a fantastic exercise because you can do so many variations with just the same exact moves. You can do small tweaks to make it more intense, or you can reduce and do less to make it less intense. So I'm going to show you the basic principle of it is to use almost every single muscle in your body. We're going to first do a full squat. Remember on your squats, don't lean forward. Nice wide stance, maybe toes out a little bit. You're going to drop your body weight straight down. Okay? It might become uncomfortable in this point. If it is, that's fine. Just lean forward a little bit and you're gonna place your hands on the ground. When you're at this point, you wanna explode your feet back. Don't step back one at a time. It's too taxing. We have the chest out, shoulder blades pinched together. We're gonna do a full push-up. And then we're gonna shoot the knees back explode up into a jump. So I'll show you a couple of them, then I'll explain what we're doing. Back straight, drop it down. So back was straight, drop the body weight down, hands were placed on the ground, kick both feet out. Nice push-up if you have to do them off your knees. Do them off your knees, make sure your chest is over your hands. Explode your feet back in. Then every muscle triggers at the right time and explode up. And I showed you one variation right there, was to drive the knees into your chest. Say if you're saying, Mike, this is insane, I can't do that. I just got off my couch, I'm walking, that's my exercise. That's fine, we're gonna break it down for you. If you can't do it, at the most basic level, you're just gonna do some squats. And then later, you're just gonna do some push-ups. And then later after that, you're just gonna do some jumps. If it was too easy for you because you're a crazed maniac, which I know there's a lot of you out there, I've been watching videos, we're gonna do a modification. We're gonna do a 180 twist at the top. You're gonna drop your body weight down, kick it out. Another great variation is the squat, thrusting, and jumper. Knee into your chest. Twist the torso, pop the knee through. What the hell? Since I'm showing you, I might as well let you in on all my secrets. There's a split squat, thrust, and a jumper. I'll take the credit for inventing this, by the way. Feet are shoulder width apart, split squat stance. Drop your body weight down, hands are placed on the ground. Kick both feet out. When you pull back in, pull the right foot forward this time. You know it's good when you hear it's that Ricky Springfield or somebody. Well, there you have it. I have about 50 more variations. If you keep checking us up, I promise to bring you some innovative, elite exercises you've never seen before. Email me, Mike at Club KO Gyms, and let's keep rocking it out. See you soon. Oh, how's it going, guys? I was just chilling out in my yoga style position. I want to talk to you about torso twisting, popping the hips. I'm sure you've been seeing different videos and understanding that it's not just about raw power. You gotta have a little bit of finesse with it. So we've been getting a lot of emails about, I can't throw my hook, it doesn't feel right. We're gonna practice an exercise and then we're gonna implement it on elbows. So basically we wanna do what the king did, Elvis. You gotta pop your hips around independently of your arms. So you don't want to just twist the torso back and forth, which is good. We actually want to explode the hip and then have the arm swing around as a byproduct for the warm-up. So you're going to pop the hips, snap the hips, and you can use this on your hooks, elbows, and roundhouse kicks. So maybe start out with 20 reps, popping the hips back and forth, bringing the hand back to your chin, and then we're going to work it on the bag. I'm gonna show you an elbow because a lot of people have problems with elbows. And since you're traveling such a short distance, you need to get a nice pop or it'll be ineffective. So hands are up, elbows are tucked in. When I throw the elbow, I like to give the thumbs down here. Other hands up, thumbs down. You're gonna twist your hips, pivot the foot, and pop it as quickly as possible. Bag is a little light, so it's moving. Let me show you on the right side. You're not gonna be able to see it, but twist, pop the elbow from point A to point B. Just very quickly twisting back to your chin. Snap it, and then right back. Thumb down, snap, right back. We show you on a hook, and I'm showing everything from the lead, so it's a little bit less. I'll switch up sides. We show it from the lead hook. We're gonna pop out to the side. We're gonna explode the hips, twist the hips, pivot the foot, and bring your entire body into it. Snap, snap. So you basically wanna practice doing this. Elvis style. There's plenty more. It's actually on the DVD in depth if you need to check that out. If not, keep coming back Tuesday and Thursday. We're releasing plenty of videos. We've gone video mad. We're just gonna videotape all day, all different things. You send in the comments, we record the videos. Have a fantastic day. We're gonna keep on rocking it, and we'll see you soon. What's happening, guys? Mike Andreula, Dynamic Intensity, and I'm here to show you the Lurch walk. And I know you haven't seen it before because I just named it. It's basically lunges, and we're gonna explode the arms forward. You wanna keep your back straight, shoulder blades tight. You're gonna step forward, crouch down like you're gonna do a Damien, explode the arms forward, and then switch sides. For you nuts out there, you can go fast if you want. Keep the arms straight out. Trying to keep your center of gravity low. Keeping the weight on the balls of your feet. Make sure your butt, hamstrings, and quads are fully engaged. Abs are tight, arms are straight out. I want to build up the endurance of being able to keep your shoulders out for long periods of time. Sink down into it and don't stand back up. Explode and switch positions. Show it from the side. Hit them up, do a couple at home. You'll be walking like Lurch in no time. Please remember to email me, Mike at Club KO Gyms. We have a wealth of information, videos. We're gonna be opening the vault. Please check us out Tuesdays and Fridays. We'll be airing new shows for Dynamic Intensity on YouTube. Have a fantastic day. It's getting kind of cold here in New York, New Jersey area, so I want to do a warm-up that's also a little more active, more dynamic stretching. So what we're going to do is start with a wide stance. Get comfortable, toes out a little bit, right? Pinch your shoulder blades together. You're going to reach down, touch the ground. Make sure your posture is good. Make sure you're on the balls of your feet. You're going to walk out forward. I like to keep the chest. If you go back to the push-up video, you're going to realize how important it is to get the chest out. So you can use your chest, shoulders, and triceps on a push-up. Go down, one push-up. Back up, controlled manner. Deep stretch, rock onto your heels. Out, push-up. Exhale, back straight. Back up, on the heels, stretch it out. You can do about 10 to 20 of these just to warm up. A quick variation is to walk out to the left side, push-up. Back stretch. Top, push up. Back stretch. Finally to the right, one push up. It all depends on how intensely you want to take this. That's just simple. Use it as part of your warm up just to give you some ideas. Keep subscribing, checking in, commenting. We appreciate it. Email me, Mike at Club KO Gyms. We have a fantastic month of videos for you all month. What's going down, guys? I want to work on chest right now. I want that J-Wow chest, the Ron chest, right? So we're going to do a Jiu-jitsu push-up. We're going to bring it down, push-up position, feet straight out, open up the stance. This is the trick, and if you've seen the other videos on push-ups and push-up-like movements, you're going to understand. You want to get that chest out. What we're going to do is dive bomb down, put the palms on the ground. At this point, pivot the hips forward, explode up and stretch. Then go back out the same exact way. Down slowly. As you're going down, you're gonna feel your muscle fibers tighten. Your back's gonna get tighter. Your abs are gonna get tighter. Everything's gonna tighten up. Hips down, drop it, pull it up. Flex at the top. Flex your shoulders, flex your biceps. Think about your muscles contracted. That's very important. You got to build a mind to muscle connection. And then back out in the same exact way. Just quick variations, and I'll show you from the side on a variation, is not to go back out in the same way. It's to complete the circle. Circle down, back up. Dropping those hips and pump it through. Explode back one more time. Forward, circle. Or you can start out forward and then go in reverse. The possibilities are endless, and we're gonna have endless amounts of videos, so please subscribe, check in. This 1 second might give you a year of beneficial moves you can do at home, you can do in the gym. Email me at mike@clubkogyms. Any requests, we'll do anything. Have a fantastic day, and we'll be seeing you soon. Double guns. Hey guys, what's happening? Mike Andreula, and we're here for Dynamic Intensity. I'm gonna show you some drills you can do with hand weights. I have these nifty little weights. They wrap around the hand so they don't go flying out when you get sweaty. It's very important when you're gonna shadow box or kickbox with the weights, you have to feel connected to it, and you don't wanna overextend. Usually on your jab, there's gonna be a point where your shoulder will drop or your cross. So take your time, slow it down, and just feel all the muscle fibers working back and forth. So let's start with a jab, cross, uppercut. I wanna put the dominant foot back, so right foot back, left foot forward. I'm a righty. Your hands are up, elbows are tucked in. Just gonna work a light combination. Just jab, cross. Dip down, twist, push off the ball of the foot, right uppercut. Jab, cross. Drop it down, load up the left side. You're gonna send the energy exploding through the ball of your foot, up through your knee, through your hip, and then explode up, uppercut, back to your chin. Jab. As I extend out, I feel my shoulder, my bicep, my tricep, forearm, chest, back, pulling it back. Same thing on a cross. Twist, push off the ball of the foot, send the energy shooting up through the leg. The hip snaps, your shoulder snap, the arm is projected out. Flex every single muscle on a return and on the way out. Uppercuts, dropping the body weight down. Explode off the ball of the foot, swivel the hips. Nice. Left uppercut, same thing. So your combination would look like this. 1, 2, nice and relaxed. 1, 2, dropping the body weight down, twisting, left uppercut. Right uppercut. And I know you can tell from the Arnold Schwarzenegger-like arms I have now, the weights work. Get a pair. If you don't have weights, get some cans of corn, whatever you have at home, and keep sending in your comments. Keep subscribing. Email me, mike@clubkogyms.com. We're going nuts this month. All for you. Everything's for you. Class is ending and the next class has started, but I like you guys so much, I'm gonna let you in on a little tip on when you're throwing your strikes with a bag, what you wanna do, what don't you wanna do. One main tip I can give you is you wanna keep moving. Try to flow with the bag. The minute you post up and try to throw your combination from the same exact spot, you're not gonna build momentum, you're gonna have a lot more problems. So we're gonna take apart jab, cross, right leg roundhouse. Again, hips forward, hands up, elbows tucked in. Wanna strike with the lead, 2 knuckles, get the DVD, get the technique. Anyway, back into the combination. We want to slide around the bag as you're throwing it. Your jab, you're going to step forward and a little bit to the side because you know a cross is going to follow it. And your cross is going to be twisting, pushing off the back foot, striking with the lead 2 knuckles. As you're throwing your cross, you want to get more to the side. Step across and chop through with the shin. If you choose to go forward on the combination, your combination is going to look like that, because you're going to be too jammed up. You're not going to be able to improvise enough. So in real time, jab, cross, right leg roundhouse. Sliding around the bag makes it a lot easier. It gives me more angles. I'm able to lean. I'm able to make last minute adjustments. If you're just standing still, it's going to be very difficult. To step, I want you to slide. So 1, 2, 3. Step on the jab, cross, roundhouse. And I don't want to get kicked out of the place because I have to work here tomorrow. So please keep tuning in, keep subscribing. Email me, mike@clubkogyms. I'll do anything for you.